very much, Abdullah, for a delightfully generous introduction, which reminded me I had a research past. I very much look forward to reminding myself of that when I go to Vietnam, actually later this year. So thank you, Abdullah, very generous remarks. On behalf of the University of Melbourne, I would like to very warmly welcome everyone to this Iftar tonight. First, let me echo Abdullah's thanks, Uncle Andrew. As always, it was a very generous welcome to country, and also a very, I think, timely reminder of the need for us to scrutinise our moral compass. So thank you. It's also, I think, an opportunity for me to acknowledge also the traditional owners of the unceded lands on which we dine this evening, and on which at the University of Melbourne we work, learn and live. So thank you. Can I also, on behalf of you, also thank the Sultan of Oman, Professor of Arabic and Islamic Studies. Abdullah is on sabbatical, and for those of you who are not familiar with what a sabbatical is, it's an opportunity to withdraw from the busyness of your university's life and to reflect on your scholarship. I'm hoping that from time to time Abdullah is doing this, because he's not only emceeing tonight, but he's also generously agreed to help the university as it settles on its anti-racism action plan and looks at the work we do around a definition of Islamophobia. So I'm indebted to you in so many ways, Abdullah, but thank you for this evening. I'd also like to thank and welcome the keynote speaker for tonight, because you'll be pleased to hear that you don't hear from me again this evening. And it's with a great openness of heart and a sense of welcome that I'd like to welcome the new Rector of Newman College, Father Dan Madigan. Congratulations on your appointment, which in discussion with you earlier this evening confirms the full range of appointments that you currently hold, and I think Newman was very lucky to have you accept the position as Rector of that college. Father Dan has done an extraordinary amount of work internationally and is the key founder of the Building Bridges seminar. I'm going to keep my comments about him very short, because Abdullah will formally introduce Father Dan later in the program. But his work brings together people not only of different nationalities, but of different faiths, Christians and Muslims included within that. And I very much look forward to your comments later on this evening. I'd also like to thank the many people, all of you here tonight. We come together with diverse beliefs, we come together in diverse faiths, and it is a real honour to host you this evening, and importantly, to host you together with the Australian Intercultural Society. I want to thank the AIS for the role it plays throughout our community in Melbourne and across the country. It is the members of AIS and the leadership, and we have this evening with us the Executive Director, Ahmet Keskin, work very closely with this university and with many, many organisations to prepare and plan for Iftar during the time of Ramadan. And you are an organisation that pioneered interfaith and intercultural dialogue in this country, and you've done so for over 25 years. So I think it's terribly important that we acknowledge the role of the members of the AIS here tonight and its Executive Director, Ahmet Keskin. Clearly, I'm doing a lot of thanks here. The last one I have is I do want to thank all those people who have helped put together tonight, whether as caterers or organisers. Heartfelt thanks from all of us for the effort you put in for our breaking of bread together this evening. I did want to take the opportunity tonight to do something other than thank everyone, and that is to reflect very briefly on who and what we are as a university and the role of a university over time, but also in our current context. On Tuesday, I attended, along with others in the room, the State Parliament's Iftar dinner, also co-hosted with AIS. On that occasion, the Governor of Victoria spoke to the role of a robust democracy like Australia and the particular opportunity afforded by an intercultural democracy to enable respectful conversation and debate. And I agreed, which I don't often do, but I agreed with everything she said. It's not to say that I routinely disagree with the Governor, but it is to say that I often retain a critical approach to what I'm hearing. But I did very much welcome and celebrate her comments at the dinner on Tuesday. So I've given you a summary of them, and I'm adopting them, and then I wanted to situate them in our own context, the context of a public university in Australia. Universities are sites of intellectual inquiry, questioning and challenge. And this year, across the university, you will see public lectures, as we always have, and many of them will engage in the challenges of our time. I can think of one example already, a lecture already held, which asked the question, what is the future of humanitarian aid? And at that lecture, there was debate of that, given our current context. As an institution, we need to debate the issues, and we need to debate them and scrutinise them in such a way that we're also reflecting on how we debate and to assure that we are respectful of all views. It's been mentioned several times this evening, but conflict is shaping the shared world in which we live. And each of us in this room is witnessing extraordinary human suffering. So, as a university, it is our role to publicly debate, to discuss in our classrooms ideas and approaches germane to conflict and other world crises. And we need to be able to share our opinions. Coming together in person to eat together, as we do here tonight, is, I think, an extraordinary privilege. It reflects on the generosity of the Muslim faith, that it invites us to share in a meal consequent upon the breaking of fasting and after the call to prayer. It is a concrete form of action that we take together to recognise the breadth of our community and our common humanity. So I feel deeply privileged to be able to celebrate with all of you Ramadan and reflect together as a community of the University of Melbourne alongside its friends. So thank you for your time.